That's why. Where are we? Off the record. There we go. We're live. How's it going, Corey? How are you doing?
I'm well.
I'm just getting my phone set up. Realized that I learned something, by the way. The camera that I have, the Canon, for anybody who has a camera, you might notice that it shuts off right at 30 minutes, 29 minutes, 59 seconds. The reason is because if the company goes farther than that, they have to pay extra taxes because it's considered a video camera. So they can consider that, I'm missing some light here, they can consider that just a still frame, I guess, picture camera and basically pay less money. So that's why you see that deadline come up and why you can't change the settings and why it happens that way for anybody who's dealing with a camera and has that situation. You're usually paying in the thousands to get outside of that is what I'm saying to you. Isn't that funny?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So anyway, this thing right here, which costs less and takes similar video, not quite
more
as
powerful,
nice, but does more, moves faster. I just keep using this. The only problem is I have to remember to upload it right away and delete it because my data is filled right away. But besides that, pretty cool. And I just wanted to share that with you because I Googled it this morning and I felt like that was show worthy. Okay. I'm out of breath talking about the Canon. I don't like seeing my speakers. All right. I want a little bit better of an angle.
Good morning, Justin.
What's up, Justin? Trying to get a better, whatever. The side of my face is fine. Today, we're going to be talking about converting on social media. Let's get going. Nick said I need more cardio. So true. You're not supposed to get out of breath talking about a camera. That's not a real problem people should have, I don't think.
What's up, Brian? I've got the whole gamut up there. Actually, I've got all three of the grading agencies on that shelf today.
Let's go real quick. Let's show everybody a little something before we get started. Why don't you pull off a cool card or show everybody what's going on while we switch and transition into the real show.
I've got like my Tiger Woods rookie collection here. So it's just standard Tiger Woods rookie, the Tiger Woods SI for Kids rookie, and then the Tiger Woods SP Authentic rookie. So
nice.
My most kind of,
nice.
As I think of my childhood, Tiger Woods was pretty much kind of it for me.
You seem like the type of guy, especially when we talk about our investments and you talk about sports, of things that you value and people you watch. And obviously that makes sense because it's also people do you understand, like stocks you understand, things like that. But do you find yourself in the trading game pulling off of people you don't like or looking at people you don't know as well?
No,
just because
I've learned too many lessons. No, that's an awesome question. I've learned too many lessons with stocks, buying stuff that I don't know enough about, and sports cards and basically everything in general that I try to own or invest in or actually care about. I have to be okay with it. I have to be okay with a sports card going to zero because I like the person, and I have to be okay with the things that I buy in my personal family portfolio because I believe in the companies and I use them.
Nice. I like that. And I figured that answer as much, but figured it'd be cool to ask. And Brian, awesome. I'm not sure if you share pictures of that. Depending on where you work also and where you're at. I don't even know if you're an advisor.
Yeah, let's go. Get them in the chat.
But I would love you to take pictures and show us. You don't have to do it right now and shoot them in the chat. I mean, that'd be cool, but post them for yourself. Show the world what you got going on. If you're interested in this, so is other people. Corey does this. He'd be interested in your content. You're speaking to somebody. Value add. Boom. Today, we're going to be talking about converting on social media. So you're posting about all your cards and your PSAs and you're like, now what? I have all this attention. What do I do with it? And I kind of wanted to go over that, Corey, because we had a message from Zach and he was asking this specific question. And I read a nice piece of content from a guy I can't remember, but it led me into this topic today.
I have my the way I do. I have my opinion and my beliefs on this, and I'm interested in hearing yours. The word conversion gets a little. It goes down a road for me that I'm not super comfortable with. So
What's
I'm
up, Cody?
super interested in hearing where you want to take this. Like,
Yeah.
do we want to talk about what Zach asked and the context in which he asked first to set this up?
Maybe I should read that again to make sure I'm on the same page. What I was thinking in terms of my mind was, especially when he asked that, is that when you're on social media, there's like a line to cross. It's like, all right, how do I get to people? Like, I understand posting. I'm posting. I get some likes from advisors, but where am I actually finding people? How does this happen? And I found that's my version of conversion, of taking that extra outreach step to contact with somebody and start a conversation.
Your level, the way you attempt to convert and sell, I'm very much comfortable with, because I believe it fits into the old-fashioned Gary V jab, 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 right hook. It's value, value, value. Can I do anything for you? Is there anything that I can do to provide you additional value through our services? I think that is that is a good behavior.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of the things I would say is, just to answer it quickly, and I don't want to kill the episode, but I think it's kind of a straightforward answer. A lot of advisors, I believe, who are successful have been doing this for a year or two, and they've narrowed down their message and their content, as well as most likely taking advantage of Sales Navigator to target the people that their content speaks to and talking to those people in messages to get a conversation going. It's still a numbers game, but it's the right numbers game.
So Zach shared a message with us last night, and he was like, this is kind of what I'm feeling or what I'm thinking, and I love your thoughts on it. And the message was basically like, someone put out a post that said, all the marketers out there in the world are saying, put out more content, add more value, do this, show up, just do everything you can to add value to the feed, and then sit back and watch your engagement grow. And then what? No one's buying anything from you. So what are you actually doing? What's the point? And that was Zach's question, is like, is this guy onto something? Like, how do we convert the attention that we're getting? And I think that's the question we need to answer. You gently ask people after you've provided a shitload of value. You don't convert it. It's not you showing up in the DMs is the same behavior that if it's all about intent. If you show up to sell, people are going to react to you the same way that all the marketers show up to sell to you every day, this morning and tonight and this afternoon.
Here's how I'm looking at it. I've been calling it social door knocking. And the reason I want to play with this a little bit, I like to talk about people using their content as a weight that makes their DM that much heavier and powerful. Mm-hmm. I find when people don't produce content, their DM has to do everything. It has to start the conversation, answer a question, get a response, something. You're putting too much weight and too much power into the DM by itself. That's where the content comes in. That's the two sides of the coin to me. Is the relationship's easier to start when you're posting, because people are going to check you out when you DM them. People are going to see, who is this person before I connect? Most people do that. Another financial advisor. If they see content they like, you're going to be completely different from every financial advisor that's tried to contact them, pre-approved articles or nothing. Some are just doing DMs. Some are just doing content. And we need to find the middle in between both. Because I find when you reach out to somebody and you say, hey, what's up? They're in your target market. They go back to your profile. You're speaking their language. You're producing content that provides them value. It's much easier to get through to somebody and start a conversation and get the ball rolling.
Yeah, that's a great summary. I mean, let's go real talk here, real time. Let's say there's a handful of advisors watching right now, and we see their names in the feed, and then you and I are putting out content consistently, and then we see that they're engaging with stuff and that they're commenting, and 3 weeks go by, a month go by. Is it really outrageous for one of us to jump into the DMs and say, hey, Tim, thanks for engaging with all this stuff. Love having you to be a part of the community. If there's ever anything you need marketing related, please, shoot me a message or reach out. I think that's a gentle ask. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
100%. And I do believe there's really something to having that powerful, consistent content going back in the background of connecting with people. You let a week or two go by and then you just go say, hey, what's up? They may or may not have seen your stuff. But most likely they have if they connected with you. And then that's when you can trail into the DMs and say,
well, let's play the,
hey, how are you?
Yeah. I mean, I want to play the other side of that, flip the other side of the coin there. Let's say that this person, Tim, hasn't been engaging, or we haven't been putting out content. We haven't been creating value and creating attention the whole time. But then I find this person, Tim, same exact advisor through Sales Navigator, and I reach out and say, if there's ever anything you need marketing related, but it's still a gentle ask, but this person has no context to who I am. So that's the point of adding the value to the feed consistently.
And I like what Justin asked specifically, that question we just kind of went over. I'd love to get Nick's thoughts on this, which I'll pull up that in a minute. Seems to be on board through DMs. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Cold in-mail, cold connect, and then DM, etc. And Justin, that's why, again, we're big on producing that content and putting out those connection requests to people at the companies you want to focus on that are locally, or the group that you're focusing on, the industry, whatever that may be. And my DM is literally, hey, haven't realized we connected a week ago. Just happy to meet. If I forgot, just whatever's going on in the moment. It's not something serious. I don't tell people I'm a marketer. I don't try to get people on the phone. I'm not doing any converting. Really, my first message is just to say hello, and I get to find out how much somebody's paying attention to me by if they respond. Hey, love the show. Now I know somebody's watching me, and that can lead the ball rolling somewhere else. Hey, if you ever need anything, I'm always here for a phone call or something. I may do that 3 or 4 meetings later because, again, we're here to do business, so I like to be straightforward. But I'm gentle in the beginning because I want to know how they feel before I proceed.
I'd love to hear your perspective on this. Like I'm starting to get fired up about this. You show me one advisor out there that puts out really good content consistently that has a hard time bringing in new business. Show me one. Like, so this person goes out and puts out this commercial that's
what's
like
good content, you know?
Well, let's define it. But like this post yesterday drove me nuts. I mean, that's a tactic. You put out all this content, you get 83 likes and 72 mentions, and yet no business comes in. You give me a break. If you're doing that consistently and you're bringing in that much traffic from your intended audience, you have no problem bringing in new business. Now, flip side, if that's a pod that you've created and people are liking your shit, but have no interest in doing business with you, it's just a circle of people liking each other's stuff. Well, clearly you're going to have a hard time bringing in new business from people that are your contemporaries, the pod culture you've created.
Yes, completely agree. Completely agree. So Nick was nice enough to share his ways of how he DMs. And this is interesting because I never do the first two. And I have before, but I've known an individual. So I'll let you know. The first of 3 ways is a personalized birthday message. I find I get a bunch of annoying birthday messages on my birthday. And I think that's why Nick is saying personalized goes farther. I would look at somebody's page and put a little effort to say something personal if you could, in the same way I would in a DM. That's another thing. Go back to your question, Justin, is when I'm thinking about DMs, I always want to say less is more or something very powerful. So I'm either extremely light because I don't know how the person is and I want to put the ball in their court so they can react, or I'm going to say something heavy, such as I found a picture of 2 dogs and they're huskies, and I know a story about a friend who had a husky puppy who tore up the house, and maybe I'm like leaning into that and I'm telling that little story and say, anyway, great picture, love to connect, have a good day. That's something or we already connected, but have a great day. That's something that's a little bit heavier, but gets the ball rolling and is very personal, that I think gets a lot of attention.
Just while we're going through all this stuff, guys, if you're not familiar with MCO Advisors, like this is what we do on a really narrow level with our members. We get into the weeds, into the dirt on this stuff with you guys. And that's what the business is all about. Is you pay us a monthly subscription and we work with you 1-on-2, Ryan and I, and we get into the weeds with you guys on this stuff specifically for you, for your audience, for your business. So, just to give a quick commercial as to what it is we do and for anyone new watching.
Yep. And then I'll jump into the next 2, just so you guys know. A personalized congratulatory message on a job change. Again, another automated annoying thing I think you can get. So standing out, being personalized, sure, completely agree. Plus also, if it's working for Nick, I'm not going to down it at all. And lastly, a personalized response to a LinkedIn post. instead of commenting in the feed. I'm guessing that's what I just said about the DM in terms of going into their feed, seeing something and adding into the messages. That's something that I would do as well. If it's a business to business, I may comment in terms of, I guess it depends who it is specifically and why I would do that. But I do like to, even more than commenting, I do like to message something personal if they're connected with me already.
I laugh at this stuff. There are no shortcuts. It's hard work. Like, so, you know, when people pop up and they're like, you know, you've got to join my conversion class, the XYZ of converting, the ABCs of converting, the 1, 2, 3s on how to convert your feed. Message me if it works, please. I'd love to know more about it. But I can almost promise you it's the same shit that you guys are rejecting in your inbox every day from marketers and lead gen and all that other crap that you're being peddled. It's just they're putting it on a financial level for you to do with clients. So you don't like it on this side, so don't do it on that side.
I think there's no personal, like perfect personal cadence, right? To me, it's art, not math. Obviously, and that's kind of the problem. I think sometimes we get into the numbers game is it starts to lead into non-human behavior and automation and all these things because you're starting to focus on the math side of it instead of the art side of it. And that's why you get into these things like Mario, what do you say in a connection request? And that would be dependent on who you're focusing on, when you do it, and all the things around it, what platform it is. If we're talking about LinkedIn, I may say something like, I may connect and not say anything with just random advisors, especially if somebody likes my post, then I'll definitely go message and say something to them. Hey, thanks for liking my post. Appreciate it. Hope you have an awesome day. That may be something simple I do to make the connection. Usually from that leads to somebody starting a conversation. Hey, love the show, been watching it for a while. And then, that's the message that I want to start. So that's how I do it, talking to advisors. A little bit different for you guys, talking to people. People are going to hand you money. So I would think about that in terms of their human behavior and exactly when you're doing it and who you're focusing on.
I love to apply this stuff to real life, so I'm going to do it again here. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? I have been engaging and building a community with financial advisors with all of you for well over a year now, okay? When Ryan and I meet with people who want to infiltrate a certain segment, whether that be engineers, doctors, whatever, right? When we work with our clients to get integrated into that community, we coach people on being a part of that community. The same way that I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a marketer, I'm the enemy, right? I've been a part of this community now for well over a year. This does not come off with any sort of cockiness at all. I feel confident that I could DM all of you right now within the community, not just here today, but the community that I've built, and have and you would take a conversation with me, and I wouldn't be selling you. It would just be a conversation, and you'd be open to it because 365 days, 12 months, 13 months, however long it's been, I've put in work. I'm not asking any of you guys for anything except for giving you as much value as I can. So now you'll take my conversation. So it's the same thing. If you want to infiltrate engineers, be a part of their community. If you want to infiltrate senior executives in your city, in your area, you've got to be a part of that community. You can't just jump in and ask them for things.
And two little things I would add in terms of DMs and what I've been trying to do that's different. Something that's been working for me well is using voice messages, voice recording. So when you go into the messages, you can speak to people rather than just text them. Love that. It's hard to say what you want to say in words. Copy is hard. Writing how you want to talk, it sounds simple in theory, and it's what we should usually be doing, but it's difficult to look at a sentence and edit it, and it takes time to do that. And why I say that too is I see a bunch of copywriters on LinkedIn talking about how long it takes to make one perfect sentence. And it's true. You're trimming the fat, you're adding the value, and you want it to be good. That's how I feel DMs have to be if you're not using that aspect. That's why I like voice. So for me, it adds the tone and everything that I want to go with my words. So even if you're saying something like, I'm an advisor, hey guys, just letting you know, my name's Ryan, I'm an advisor, just wanted to let you know I'm a real person. I'm sure you get a lot of automated messages. Anyway, if you ever need somebody like me, I'm always here. Appreciate you following the content if you're following along. Something
Trace,
like that.
I was just about to add that for Ryan. It adds tone and humanity to it. Like you could be the best person in the world and send me the best written DM, but depending on the mood I'm in when I get that, I'm either going to be super happy to get it, or I'm going to be like, F this, I don't have time for this.
And if you
Now-
don't know somebody, you read it in either your own voice or a
Yes.
voice that doesn't exist, and there's no connection to it. When
Yep.
you hear somebody's voice, it connects you to them when you see somebody. And that's why I'll bring up my second thing, something we just started doing, Corey, which is BombBomb videos. It's literally something that you can sign up for, record right on your desktop, quick 30 to whatever minute videos, and send them to people. You can send links in emails, and we've been talking about this in newsletters and stuff like that, but it's also big in DMs. You still have to be a little careful because you're sending somebody a link and it is a video. But if you can show up here, just like the voice recording, hey, Tom, I know this is a little creepy, but I use this thing called BombBomb. It's videos. I'm a financial advisor. I just wanted to show you I was real. Have a good weekend. Saw you about the job change. Congratulations to you. Have a good day. And
What's
I'm
the
out.
compliance ramification of that?
I don't know. I would have to. That's a good question. Maybe advisors can't do that.
Or they can, and compliances haven't caught up yet. What is this?
I guess they have to manage DMs. I'm not sure what that would mean. So if you let me know if you guys can't do that, it would make sense that you can't send out a video right away. But I don't know. You're posting, especially LPL. Your social patrol can grab it. But then again, I guess it's a link. I don't know. I'm guessing they would not like that. So maybe you guys can't do it. If anybody's in do we have any RIAs? I'm sure you guys can do it. You guys can do whatever the hell you want. But if you can't do the BombBomb video, then I would still suggest the personal voice message. I think
if
that
you can
goes a
do
long
voice,
way.
I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do BombBomb, to be honest with you. So that's worth thinking through.
It's weird. It doesn't always make sense. It's just the rules of it. They want to see it. If it's a video, they just want to, they want to make sure something doesn't pop up that says, buy Apple. I'm not joking. I mean, it's just, you're like, hey man, I hope it's going well. I can make you 10%. I'm just, you just pulling out what I really mean. And you're just saying stuff. That would be awesome.
That's
Awesome, Brian. So get on it. BombBomb. I'll put it in the chat for you guys if I can get over there. Actually, I can do that. So those are my little things. I'm going to put this in the chat right now for you guys. This is that's two little things, how we start working DMs and what we've been doing. And I like to mention that especially because we're learning in real time. And we're also targeting a slightly different group of people. We're targeting advisors. So even if you're targeting business owners, it can feel a little bit but it's just a little bit different. So I like to make sure we're also giving you the advice that you can use. It's a lot easier for us because there's so many advisors on here that it's easy for us to target and focus. And that's why I also suggest you guys go back to Sales Navigator to make sure you're spending your time wisely of finding the right people, but just adding in extra amounts of human being in any place you can while you're doing that.
This is why, especially for advisors, the video thing is so big. If you can't make videos, if you're at a firm that's got restrictive constraints set up, you've got to still figure out a way to make videos, because the B2C, business to client, like the human, just the video there is so important. Like B2C or B2B, it's a little different. Like Ryan and I can probably get away with some more of the business content getting in front of some of you guys, but the B2C is that human element is really big.
Yes, completely agree. I think we touched pretty much. I'm sure we could touch on more, but do you guys have any other questions? Is there anything coming out about DMs? Any other successes or failures you guys had that you want to talk about? Again, it's not super easy. People have to see you and resonate with you. And if they're just clicking on your profile and you have a cool headline or something like that, or a little bit of content, sometimes it takes time for people to get to know you. One thing, I was talking to Nick Nielsen recently, and he said one individual came through based on his post about tea. That's why we tell people to make personal content, is because that's the content that people resonate with. It's not that they're not resonating with your technical content. They're watching that, they're following it. But then the personal content is usually something they can grab a hold of that sucks them in a little bit far and then pushes them into the DM question. And it gives them something to resonate with you about. Hey, I love tea. Boom. Or you're a client, or we have somebody who climbs mountains. You keep showing about climbing mountains. You meet an individual who climbs mountains. Hey, I love hiking too. I'm also looking for a financial advisor. That stuff really happens.
How about real time again? Like Brian Williams and I can have a nice conversation after this if we so wanted, because we both are interested in sports cards. Never have talked to Brian in my life. He's never talked to me, yet now there's a common hobby and a common interest there.
Is there no Is there no voice app on the desktop? I guess there wouldn't be.
No, there's desktop's definitely more limited.
It's funny. They both feel limited in different ways for different reasons. That's so funny. I only use my phone, so I never noticed that. Interesting. So guys, make sure if you're doing what I just said, you're using your phone on your app, and it's fast. I mean, literally. Oh, where is it? Oh, I'm recording with it. I can't use it. I would have done it in real time of just sending you guys a video of being like, hey, what's up? Hey, Nick, how's it going, man? Love your drawings. Have a good day. Boom. It sends. It's done. 30 seconds. Records. It's over. Next message. It's even faster and more personal. That's the scaling the unscalable stuff that
I
I
love
think
the
I've
voice
found.
thing. I'll message people on Instagram who are in sports cards and they're doing things far beyond what I can afford, and I'll ask them perspective. And they send me like 3-minute long video or voice recordings back. Like they take the time, but it's easy for them. They see my message and they're like, it's easier for me just to do a voice recording. Here are my thoughts, and I love hearing it.
Yeah, completely agree. And Brian just threw in desktop can attach an audio file. Absolutely. A little bit possibly annoying of an extra step. I'm guessing you have to record it somewhere and then put it there rather than just being a recorded, unless you can record a video on desktop and then send it to people if you're allowed. I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm glad that desktop can accommodate it, but it's still wonky. There's a few different file saves and uploads.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely telling you, if you're gonna spend an hour talking to people or 30 minutes or something, I would pull up my phone. So 100%.
Nick, you got a busy week, man. Next week, what you said 25th. So Saturday, big day, I think, for you.
What's he doing? Oh, yeah.
Moving.
Yeah, he's moving. You're right. That is
Friday,
a big day.
sorry. Yeah.
We should have the
Thursday. Wait, next Thursday. Yeah. All right.
What'd you put on your calendar?
He just told me the 25th and I forgot it like 7 times. So the last time he told me, I like tattooed it in my head.
That's awesome. I should do a better job of writing down. Sometimes if I have paper in front of me, I'll write down those personal notes and things I can say to people at certain times. That's another thing a little thing I try to do. One, because my memory sucks, but two, because being personable is something I always try to do if I can. So cool, excited. And also, as the announcement, as we promised everybody, this Friday, we are going to have on, go figure, Nick Nielsen coming back. And we're excited to bring him back on to talk about the one-page financial plan. So that's something that I think is going to be amazing episode as always. All you guys know about how successful Nick has been, so anything he says is worth listening to. But the one-page financial plan, I think, is a big industry changer, like a game changer in terms of the simplicity that adds value, that has improved his business. When I'm looking at people who are successful online, what I'm realizing is their great content backs into their great business. It's always that way. There's an operations and a business, and not Bob Ross, Tracy, and there's just something to it. So it's because I find that people who make great content have focused on their message and their infrastructure and their business, and that has evolved through processes and things like that. So it intertwines and all combines, and that's why I'm excited to talk about the plan. Always excited to talk about Nick's business and how he's doing online.
Wow, Brian, quite a collection. Jeez.
Did you send pictures?
Yeah, he's got.
Was it in your DM?
4 shelves of four different racks of 5 shelves each full of graded cards. I mean, I think I'm looking at. I don't know if that's Walter Payton rookie here. Wow, he's got some really good stuff.
I would.
Awesome. Nick, you would love to see this.
Is it cool. St. Patrick's Day? Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Is that day? Cool.
Tracy's hilarious. I'm going through the feed last night.
This is liquor.
She goes, someone asks in the feed what they thought about a certain piece of content. And she's like, straight to it. No, boring. Don't like it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I wasn't sure if I got the tone wrong, so I had to reread it, and I was like, "No,
I loved
awesome.
it. It was
it was great. No, it was perfect."
I see a Julius rookie. I see that Squires in there. Yeah, he's got some stuff. He's got a LeBron rookie. I mean, I'm looking from high level here, but is that a Lemieux rookie? I mean, you've got a collection. Forget what I've got. We can't even talk, Brian.
As a matter of fact, Brian has already been kicked out of the chat.
Yeah,
so apologize.
Two of those cards eclipse my entire collection.
But he's already been blocked. We don't need anybody being better than us in any direction. That's right. If anybody in here is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, I'm blocking you immediately. Yeah, brown belts and below. That's it. My self-esteem can't tolerate it. All right. What else we got? Is that it?
What did we cover here? Shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, new structure.
New structure. Guests, we're going to try to do guests always on Friday. We're already lining them up. We have Nick, a few others, which I'll wait to announce. One of the big reasons for adding guests on Friday is because while I loved having awesome weeks where we had multiple guests, they overlapped each other. It messed up the promotion of it all. It jammed up the LinkedIn feed and other things we could be talking about. And I didn't feel like it promoted as well as it could have had we just done one at a time. And we would have had more guests. We went through a lull with like a half a month or a month with no guests just because I think we burnt ourselves out. So we're back in it. We're going to be bringing people back on who are awesome, finding new people. So as always, you guys let us know who you want to see. So we'll reach out. You guys asked for Panko. You got Panko. So let us know. Let us know what you want.
Clay, I don't know if that's you asking that, but Shaq's actually worth a fortune right now. Not LeBron, but he's thousands of dollars. Those upper deck Shaqs are worth $5-6 grand right now.
Cool, guys. We'll switch over to chat with you guys for a little bit, but at least for the sake of the show, I'll end it in terms of the DM conversation so we can specifically talk about what we all want, which is trading cards. It's a big topic, man. It keeps getting bigger. It's something about your passion creeping through that alternative investment. It's hot right now. It's fun. We should do another card show. I had an advisor. I reached out and said, "What's up?" We're talking about real-time DMs. I was like, "Hey, man, what's up? Hey, I found you from the card show. Love it. Not joking. Having fun. Like it. That's kind of the point. We're talking about personal content. We're back on the record. No, we're talking about personal content and all that stuff. It could be nothing. You never know what's going to resonate with somebody. Sometimes you just got to put that out.
That's why. I mean, look, we don't talk about cards very often. I just have them in the background. So someone who's familiar with cards sees them. That's the same thing with you.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, though, you should put something up that resonates with that audience.
I plan on, I didn't get to train on Tuesday, but I will on Thursday, and I'll take a picture and reignite my passion with the LinkedIn feed, and you guys will all get to see. I'm trying to get videos. That would be cool. That's something that needs to come in. The problem is the gym, although I know the guys very well, I don't like to push the line and make anybody upset, but they don't like when people do video. So I didn't want to, especially if I'm recording, beating up all the members, beating up the owners. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to.
You guys know I go live 3 days a week. This is a big deal for me.
yeah. You guys know me. You guys aren't in LinkedIn, I guess. Well, that's. I'm getting super arrogant. My wife asked me a question about LinkedIn and like content, and I was getting all excited about it. She was trying to recruit pharmacists, and I was like, "Oh man, this is completely different, but still marketing. Like,
let's do a session.
Let's do it. Let's brand and like let's focus on this." And I was like. And I was talking to her, and I was like, "Yeah, don't worry, and I'll like it and comment too. We'll get some engagement going. I'm famous on LinkedIn.
Oh, God,
I don't think I've ever seen her roll her eyes so hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 2,000 followers. Nice, babe. Go make dinner. Okay, I will. Cool, guys. Great show. Happy to take a break, but also happy to come back and talk to you guys. Real strong show. I felt like great conversation. Awesome engagement. I don't know if it was a random Wednesday or if it's the fact that we took off, but I love this to keep going. And anything you guys want to talk about, these topics, a lot of them we come up with, but my favorite, our favorite, so I don't have to come up with a topic. And because I know it resonates with you is when you guys tell us what you want. So whether it's in the DMs, whatever, wherever, email us in the comments, let us know who you want to see, what you want us to talk about, the problems that you're having. And those are the things that we're going to focus on. It's that simple.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're going to go get some work done, I think. That's good. It's after 10. Got some things to do. I have to finish the new member site, which, Corey, I'm almost done. I literally went through last night, stayed up till 2 o'clock. Bad idea.
Yeah, my phone's buzzing on my nightstand. If that's Ryan, I'll just look at it tomorrow.
Well, you won't know unless you look at it. Gotcha.
No, I didn't look.
So, could be an emergency. What if it's like a family member who needs you? So I'm excited to bring more power to these episodes. That's what I wanted. I wanted more effort. I wanted more power. I'm thinking about them more. I'm planning for them more.
I think that's it. I was excited for this morning.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I was rolling on social media. I was commenting. I was doing my thing. I felt on. Nice break off the show. And then you get to focus on other things, other content, focus on our members, people who really matter, people who are handing us money, and expect us to deliver for them is where I want to put a lot of my attention. So I love taking off from a freebie, even though we believe in so much content. We're big on building businesses too. So that's what we're doing here. Making decisions, personal stuff.
But I don't think anyone can complain about the amount of content we put out and give away for free.
I completely agree. And it's been fun. And again, like I posted, this was a big personal choice. Like I think we both were just like, it's going to work out in all directions, but the show's going to be better because we're going to be better. That's all I know. I'm super excited to be able to go train tomorrow without the thought of having to, I usually used to think about this like, okay, if I can record in my car and I can get to the gym or some which way, how can I overlap with the class? And it just becomes like, again, if this was the thing that was growing our business to change our lives so fast that we couldn't keep hold of it, and live video for some reason on LinkedIn was growing and there was hundreds of people here, for sure it would be an everyday thing, but pretty easy for us to play this cadence, make this personal choice, and add some value back into the feed.
Well, even if there was hundreds of people, like you can only, if you're not inspired to do it, like, again, you're going to have tomorrow off, as will I. And then on Friday, I'm going to be fired up.
Completely agree. Yeah. So easy to burn out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, it was great talking to you. Appreciate having you here. And everybody have a great day.
More off the record content, guys. I'm telling you, I promise you, 3 years from now, 2 years from now. I saw a post last night that like I really wanted to jump in and talk to this woman. Like she shared a couple pictures of them filming behind the scenes and was like, here's just a sneak peek of what we're doing. And I was like, I literally would rather watch an hour of you guys scrambling behind the scenes than the 5-minute produced content you're going to put out. Literally, I swear to God, I'm not even joking.
I'm not either. People want to see the camera fall over. They want to see somebody laughing. They want to see two people get frustrated at each other. You know what I should do? I should turn this camera on before I turn this camera on. Because if you could see me, like literally, you'll see me run in the camera, click something, run back because I forgot a cup or to go to the bathroom. I'm never fully set up, just sprinting around. Like that's the morning behind the scenes that we tell people to put. That's what this should be. This camera off for that half hour. I'm just going to I'm going to turn it on at like 9:25, sit down here with you. And that's going to be my behind the scenes content until I sell it.
I mean, you could edit it too. Like this person, if you do this whole thing, you got a camera up here and it's recording you and the team putting this whole production together. Like, and it's 2 hours. You could post-produce it and just make it 15 minutes. Just cut out a bunch of the running around where there's nothing actually really happening. But there's so many little gems in there and nuggets that we all wanted to. And then like someone's inevitably going to go in front of the camera and be like, "Oh my God, this is like the craziest thing ever! I can't believe you guys are watching this today." And then they're going to go back to what they're doing. That's fun content.
100%. 100%. We've been trying to end the show, but you guys are still here. We just keep providing value. We never stop until I click end broadcast, and then we just talk to each other.
Ryan can't do it. He like goes close and he pulls away.
I'm not joking. I always panic that the last thing I said is never going to hit. So I again, we need a closing video. A minute closing video would help me.
I mean, what would you
help
say?
My anxiety.
What would you say is people are going to look back on and say they wish they had?
You mean in terms of content?
It's March 2023. I wished I had done more what?
Behind the scenes and live content.
Same.
Not everybody can do that, but I would stress if you have even half a personality to attempt to go online and try live. I just think a lot of people are more scared and they're more interesting than they think. I really think behind the scenes and live, people want to see the real you, and they want to see you without showing you to them. Not a produced version of you. People want to really see you. That's the value of this here. You get to see things about me that I don't even mean to tell you. And that's the special sauce. God,
so you think it's the same?
My phone died.
You think it's the same thing?
It's 100% the same thing. Because we're all competing with the produced content. So let's show a little bit of the background, get people to know us. We all have our own processes. Again, showing people who we really are is the only thing that makes our produced content matter. Otherwise, it's got to be so well produced that it hits through. And we're not $1 million companies. So stop competing like one.
Here's what's crazy. In 2012, we could have said, or 2015, we could have said, you're going to regret not putting out more produced video. And
Yes.
we'd all have agreed. We'd be like, oh my God, yes. Like the print stuff and all the, all the other stuff we've been doing is archaic. We've got to do more produced video. And then you fast forward and we've got to do more raw video, unproduced video. So it's just an evolution of getting closer to the human.
Can you imagine too if it was like 2000 and somebody's like, dude, you got to be doing seminars. I just had 30 people in a room. And somebody's like, I don't know, man. I don't really like talking to people up front. Like I'm better one-on-one. I'm not much of a presenter. Again, I understand that, but you missed the seminar window that made some people have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $1 million a year now because of that. And while social media is still a competitive place and hard to do that, that's an opportunity I feel like is back.
I could not believe in what you just said more, because I think that, and then prior to that, it was, you've got to be cold calling. You have to. Everybody answers their phone.
And they did.
Right.
And then it became another marketer. But before that, everybody was like, hello. Oh, okay, I'll give this person a couple seconds. I'll give them the cadence. I'm not too annoyed with this yet. Then 5 years later, they're just click, you got to hang up on. And then
in 2023, 2025, it's like, enough of the behind the scenes shit. I've seen everyone's life. I'm done.
Are you emailing people? No, I don't email. Why would I email somebody unless I had something to say? No, you gotta email people directly. Tell them what's going on. Tell them about your services.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. Like,
absolutely.
You're right though. The seminar thing was laughed at until it wasn't. And now the video thing is going to be laughed at because the next thing's going to come. It's just an evolution.
And it's kind of like a stock that does really, really well and gets attention. Like everybody's so interested in Bitcoin because it hit the headlines.
Yep.
Most people figured out that they should be doing seminars by the time it was either rocking and rolling or already trailing down. It's the same thing with social media. I see it so popular, and especially even this platform. And some people are just getting on today. Again, you got to do what you got to do. But, we're all late. I wish I was here a year ago doing this. We're all late.
Said that on Sunday night. I knew what was right in 2018. I just didn't do it.
Same. Well, you know what? I was like, oh, LPL doesn't allow LinkedIn Live. Not a big deal. That's what I told myself. Not a big deal. I'll just execute on these channels. Huge deal. Really big deal.
Yep.
Now, in hindsight, which is always 2020, but still big deal.
We can still take advantage of now that we have that. Now we have some foresight based on history. We can take advantage of it.
It's not an excuse not to compete. But it is real, and I can learn from it for sure. So I agree with that.
I saw a post last night also. I was going through the feed heavy of someone that said, what holds advisors back from putting out great content? And it was literally one of the posts that had the most engagement in the comments was that it's oversaturated and all the advisors are doing it. And it made me cringe. And I was like, you don't understand, their connections are not your connections. The world is abundant. Someone lives in Cincinnati, someone in San Diego. They don't see each other.
This is the problem. Everybody's making the same content and not good content. Yes. And it's starting to gloss over.
Yes.
That's the problem. I'm glossing over the feed, and I'm happy to help everybody. And I'm not saying we're responsible for all of it, but I see a lot of people being like, I don't know what to do. So rather than having their own version, it's just a lot of copying. I saw somebody has said this before, literally copy and pasted word for word the drawing of Nick's post. I was like, hey, I think this looks familiar. I sent him a message saying, hey man, doesn't this look exactly like your drawing? And he was like that. And then I went back on his post and I found it's literally word for word, literally copied the whole thing.
Crop the Nick out of the bottom of it?
Yep. They sure did.
So now that's a if you left it in there and even dropped a note.
I don't know if he had it there. The point is this. He was like, I can't tag people. I wanted to share it. I wanted to do this. But you can message somebody and say that. You can say, hey man, I love your drawings. Do you mind if I share it? And Nick would have said, yes, absolutely. I work at a constrictive place. I think he's Wells Fargo or somewhere. He's like, I can't tag. I can't do anything. So I'm asking your permission.
So I'm stealing your shit.
Yeah. That's what he said. So I'm hoping to promote. It's like, don't.
We could go two ways with it. I don't like that behavior. I'm trying to figure out how I would react to that. But then there's also kind of side of me that's flattering. Like the fact that you love my content so much that you want to take it to help you grow your business. Like you're not going to beat, this person's not going to outperform where he stole it from.
True. That is true. I would say 15% flattering and the rest pisses me off.
I know. It's just like, we can't look back and fight the litigation. It's like we just got to keep moving forward, and the competitor can't keep up if you're that good anyways.
I agree, of course. And if somebody's watching you, you're gonna have this again. I get that completely. I understand, and it's hard for people to find out like what's my thing. How do I create my own version of content? I'm not good at that. Well, it is hard to do, and honestly, that's one of the big things that I feel like we do at MCO is try to hone in on that and try to figure that out, because you need a voice, you need a medium, you need a message, and once you figure that out, then you become your own version of Nick Nielsen and Andy Panko, if you're watching his content, listen to his groups from before, and Ruffalo, all these guys who are doing well.
Well, I stop. Every time you move your hand, I feel like you're going to end it, and I don't want you to. I have something else to say.
I'm actually clicking over to the LinkedIn feed to see if people are still here. And
there's a handful here.
There's 4, so we're good.
Who cares? This is
well, if it was anyways. 0, then true, it is. It's my phone's down.
Well, we're putting it on file, which is why I want to keep it going, because if we hit end, it's gone
forever.
One thing that I've gone through recently is finding what mediums I really like or what my channels are. I did not think video was a super strong suit of mine. I probably would have said, now that I think about it, it's kind of like all of them, but I would have probably said written posts or digital graphics were kind of my thing. I've really enjoyed lately filming raw content of just explaining 2 minutes of a topic to the camera and not caring about how the whole presentation looks. So, that's an interesting one. And I'd love to know, because you said advisors say, what's my thing? I'd love to know what your comfort mediums are. And I know in my head what they are personally, but I'd like to know yours.
My objective is to go live as many places as I can, I feel like, whenever I can.
Your comfort level, you enjoy disseminating content through live distribution.
Yeah. I also do like texts and writing. I would
say your written stuff is really good.
I do not like as much. I like when the camera catches me saying something cool because I'm doing it in real time. I don't like preparing videos. That's difficult for me to come up with the script and the content. So usually I still take my live aspect and I riff and then edit it, because I don't feel I think it would take me a lot of time and be more cumbersome if I were to try to write a script for myself and nail it down. Maybe for pillar content, like I tell everybody else, something I'm really trying to hone in on the message. But 9 times out of 10, if I just give myself enough time, I'll say what I want to say, or at least be able to edit it together to do that.
Do you think advisors are trying too hard to be things that they're not?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's what happens when you copy, because you're like, I just want to start relationships, and you're not being malicious about it. You just want business, and you see this works, and it's not like Nick owns drawings. Like, now I can never draw. Nick does drawings. That's like saying Keith does video. Now I can't shoot videos. But I guess it's how you do it. It would be the same as like if somebody took a video, and I guess drawing's hard because it's so kind of straightforward. Like video has so much room to grow and experience in there and places to bounce around. But my point would be, like, if you looked at Keith's videos and you put yourself in an actor's position and made it, like, that to me would be copying Keith. Not to say you can't do it, but again, if you saw him do that, did that specific video, and that became your new content medium or your way of producing content, to me that would be copying his idea. And the way
my thing is, I'm okay with that, because there's a lot more. There's 350 million people in this country, and there's going to be people that actually are very similar to Keith.
Yeah, it's true. I guess what's hard is when you're trying to grow a business, again, you're not doing anything maliciously. You're just trying to take ideas that work, and you're trying to use ideas that work and build them off of your own idea. So you're right. I'm not completely against it, as long as you're not like literally just copying somebody's word for word stuff and regurgitating their own content.
If you went old country,
then that's fine.
If you actually started copying the scripts and the actual things he was doing, I would say for sure that's you're crossing a line there.
Yeah, so I guess you're right. I guess we have to be comfortable with that, right? Because otherwise we're putting too much limitations on our content if we're going to sit there and worry about what everybody thinks.
Yeah, I messaged Nick this fall, and I wanted to get into the drawing thing because I really liked what he was doing, and I thought I could apply it to marketing. I thought there's a lot of there's just so many parallels between marketing and financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought an iPad and a pen, and I asked him about what he had and stuff and his equipment. And I was like, I hope you don't mind. I want to try to do this. And he was like, dude, there's more than enough drawing for everybody. And this was back like Halloween. I think I drew like 2 things, and I was like, this just isn't it for me. And I turned the iPad into a creative device for me, which is all the digital content you see, all the posts. That's what I use it for. And I found a different lane for myself based on me thinking I wanted to get into drawing, but it just didn't feel, it wasn't me. I was forcing it, and I just literally found a different use for the device.
Yep. I think there's a lot of forcing going on. That's what I would say. People don't know where to start, so they're forcing a medium and a tactic or a thing they think is working because they don't know what their own thing is.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be an interesting one because we've got half an hour of an episode with heavy viewership and engagement, and then another half of an episode of you and I kind of brainstorming off the record.
Yeah, it's like an off the record episode. It's like a whole episode off the record. That's just how it goes. You know what we should have in the podcast?
Kristen, this is a good podcast. Yeah.
We should have off the record. We should have it change and be like a record sign. Like now, we went off, and then it goes. Is that too much? Is that too corny?
No, it's not. You posted something yesterday about our podcast. Like, we need to do more promotion of that too. Like, God, there's so much stuff to do. And there's 2 of us, 3 of us.
Yeah, there's too much stuff to do. You're right. Okay. Let's go get some work done. The 4 or 3 people. Oh, somebody left. There's only 3 left.
He won't actually push it. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm actually